Right, Team Kukara, Muriko Eroko. Yeah, so nasi regaiti muragidzi zvinoitwa nana Samanyika kukara kwedu. We've got our meat here, so we're going to sort that out. It's a surprise. This is going to be a surprise dish for you all, guys, so stay tuned. Yeah, and then got some of our ingredients. We're going to use those red onions there, and we also have our ginger here. Tine chilies edu, green chilies. Could have been nice to have the red ones as well, but green will do. My tomatoes edu, and our veg there. We got a few spices that we're going to use over there. We have to have a lime, obviously, and we're going to do our marinating in this dish here, or this bowl, whatever you want to call it. Let us start chopping up stuff. Yep, so the onions are cut now. One of the first things I usually do is cut up the onions, and then I'll do the ginger. I might add some garlic as well, so I'll have to go to the kitchen to look for some garlic. I'll show you once everything is ready. Okay, so the first thing that we usually start with is to cut up the meat and then marinate it, put it aside whilst we prep everything else. It'll be marinated aside. So I'm going to use some of this jerk seasoning, this Jamaican jerk seasoning into my meat. I'm going to mix it in there to marinate that. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to just add it's quite potent, so make sure that you don't add too much. There we go. Now let's add a little bit of curry. There we go. I think we might need some more in there. Make it nice and spicy. We love those curry flavors. And then going to go and get just a tiny bit of garam masala. Oh, sorry, this is cumin. And then another pinch of garam masala. There we go. Now mix it up. One of our key ingredients is this olive oil here. So we're gonna grab our olive oil, just a little bit in there. And then time to mix now. Get it all mixed up. We also have to add a bit of salt in there. And just crush in a little bit of pepper as well. Okay, let's chop up this ginger, good people. Team Kukara. Kova naimi. Tunozikana zana Samanyika tunozokara. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. That's our ginger. Lovely jubbly. Okay, time to chop up our radio. There's a lesson for you. Hadio. Garlic. Tinoiti hadio kweduko. Nana manika lenduko. I don't know what my regions munoiti chi. But we say hadio. 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 Garlic. Alright then, Team Kukara. That's our hadio done. Let's put it in there next to our Tangamizi. Tangamizi again, guys. That's ginger. Tangamizi. We'll put our hadio next to our Tangamizi there. So that's the garlic, that's the ginger. We're gonna do this last. Our chilies. It's time to get stuck into our tomatoes. Mati. Tomato. But I think with the influences from both the United States and the UK, you tend to find kuti most Zimbabweans will probably say tomatoes or tomatoes. It all depends on my influences. In I find it much more comfortable to just say tomatoes. I think zvaiuya nekakunoza so kunoza tomatoes. Zvatosiyana nekuti tomato, because tomato sounds more aggressive, even though the British call it tomatoes, which is probably, maybe that's the original way to pronounce it. I actually don't know what my tomatoes are native to which country, to be honest. I would like to find that out. But yep, so we're just chopping up our tomatoes, mati, as we call them, isusu pachishona. Pangine vanoti madomasi. Vanasamanyika tinomati mati. Matomatis. Anyway, these things are beautiful. That's us. Shall we do another one? Oh, this will do. This will probably do. We'll just put this to the side. Right. I know the don't squeeze gango. Use Zimbos. We just cleaned up our vegetables. We need a little bit of greens. Samusha, my friend, I know you can't do cassava or a meal pasnama greens, so I've washed up these greens for you nicely. Now ready to chop them up. My wake, and I remember so chinzi, natsakuda kucheka tunatsakuita tutete so, but then some people argue with it's not the best way to cut greens, and the kurasama, the thinner they are, and the more you lose the good stuff, the nutrients out of them. So it's better to have a wider surface. I don't know, this is the science that you're behind that. If there's anyone out there who knows, please let us know. But I just like the aesthetics of the thin ones. These are not thin enough. These are kind of like men's size sort of cuts. My experts, thin. So I'm still conflicted on what meal I'm making today. So it's still a surprise. In my head, I've got so many things going on what I feel like I should be making or I should make. But we'll see. Yep, this is our greens ready for us. It's beautiful. What we've prepped so far is our marinated meat in here. So this is beef marinated with a bit of Jamaican jerk seasoning. We put a bit of curry powder, cumin, garam masala in there. We also added a little bit of olive oil, as you can see there. We also have our salt and pepper yedu apple as part of our ingredients. We're going to use this later, much later. You see when we use this. This is our lime. We'll use it later. Our greens ready for us. Still deciding on what kind of meal we're going to make today, but we have our greens here. We just shove them back into our colander here. We have chopped up our tomatoes, nicely diced there. Those that like diced tomatoes, we've done some there for you. And again, we've got a bit of, remember what we call this? Adio, which is garlic. We've got this tsangamidzi, which we also know in English as ginger. Then we still haven't touched our chilies here. So we've got some chilies there. We've chopped up our onions there. Like I said, I like the richness of the red onions. So those are the onions that we're going to use. So that's what we have so far. Ready? So now, let's go and see what's cooking. Lovely jubbly. Okay, it's time to start cooking. We've added a little bit of oil in our pan. So we're using a wok because it seems to be the best utensil to use when making such dishes. Well, I don't know, you can use anything really, a pot or a flat pan. I prefer using this. There we go. That's our oil in there. So what we've done, we've just added a little bit of this olive oil in there. So the nyame that we had marinated, we're gonna start frying that up now. So here's our meat from earlier. So we're going to start cooking that in, or frying it in here. Iwe bakara guys. Only if you could smell it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It smells amazing. It's that Jamaican jerk seasoning in there. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. That's why we call this channel Team Kukara. Because kukara iri tinozokara. Now let's add our onions. We'll fry those onions in there. Oh my goodness. Just the aromas coming out of this thing, man. I can't describe them. Oh dear. This is lovely. Lovely jubbly. Oh my god. Time to add our Remember, tsangamidzi, adio, ginger, garlic. Okay, another ingredient that I had forgotten to mention that I chopped up was celery. So put in some celery in there. Just mix it in. And that's our celery in there. And don't forget, we also had lime, if you can remember. We'll squeeze in the lime in there. Squeeze in our lime just to bring out all those flavors now. Ndimu, kanonzika ndimu. So lime kwedu kumanyika ukanana samanyika tunoiti ndimu. So get some ndimu in there. That's it. Beautiful. Smells amazing. Absolutely amazing. Next in, we got our diced tomatoes. Add those ones. Matomatis, tomatoes, domasi. Anyway. On. Oh, the smells are amazing, guys. Indescribable. Beautiful. While we wait, why don't we just make ourselves a little snack? We're making ourselves a snack here whilst we wait for the main meal. We're going to make this little snack. It's a sandwich. That's what we're doing. That's it. That's our sandwich there. Lovely jubbly. Right, so our meat is cooked now. Here's the meat, all nice and cooked, looking yummy in there. So we've decided now what we're going to do. We're going to make some steak bakes. I think us as Zimbabweans, we call them meat pies. We're going to make some meat pies, proper meat pies. So these are the things that we need. I've just dusted this board here that you can see with a bit of flour so that our pastry doesn't stick on it. And that's the pastry there that we're going to use. This is puff pastry, if you need to know that. And in here what I've done is mix a bit of flour with water so that we can make a paste. Remember that paste that we used to make at school? DOE, paste E. Similar to that. That is the paste that we're going to use to put our pastries together. And obviously we have our trays, and on our trays I've put some grease-proof paper here so that things don't stick onto the tray itself. So here we go. Come on, let's do it. So first thing is first, let's roll out our pastry. So this is it here. And we're going to use our knife. So we don't really use, some people like to use rulers and stuff. I go straight, but we like it nice and wonky from time to time. It's all part of the authenticity. It's not factory manufactured, so we like it nicely or rugged sometimes. So that's the first one we're going to make there. I'll show you the process. Okay, now we are going to use this mix that we mentioned earlier. See, now you just dab this basting brush. I know you guys are familiar with this. You usually use it for your barbecuing meat when you're basting all that marinade panyama yenyu on your meat. We're going to use the same sort of process like this onto our pastry. So that's the first step. And then in the center with our spoon, we're going to get a little bit of that meat now. This is where the fun begins. Like so, get some meat on it. Obviously leave some room in the sides there and the top, so that when you fold it, it doesn't spill out. Or you have enough surface for you to be able to fold it together. I'm usually quite nice and generous with my meat there, because it's lovely like that. Lovely jubbly. Yeah. If you want it to look nice and shiny, what you could do is then baste on top here with egg. So I'll show you in the end. Once we have everything lined up on our trays, then I'll do that process for you. They're all done now. This is what we've done, ready to go into the oven. That's the next process now. So I don't usually have a time. So what I usually do is 15 minutes. And then I check to see if they're cooked. And then add maybe another 5 minutes if I need to. But to be on the safe side, 15 minutes in the oven. So I mentioned an egg earlier to baste on top of steak bakes or meat pies. Here it is. So I'm just going to break it into here. There we go. That's our egg. Just need to mix this up. That's before we start basting it on top of our pies there. Just going to use our little brush to just glaze over like so. Just glazing this over. There we go. With our egg on top like so. So we're going to do all of them like that. Ready for the oven. Again, like I said, the oven is preheated. It's on right now at 180. Ready for this. It's ready for these lovely jabla. Let's put these in the oven. That's it. That's one tray on top. Right there. And then our second tray on the bottom. Now we wait for 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. We wait for. There we go. Lovely jabla. Okay then, Team Gukara, here we go. You're serving now. Let's go for this one. Chicha pizza. Lovely. Come join me, guys. This is it. First bite. Come on, name. Whew. Ah. Oh. Oh, pizza. Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely jubbly. Lovely.